Hi. It's Mel. How are you? I am so excited to jump on this live because I'm going to share something with you that is deeply personal and that many of you probably don't know is something that I love to do. If you want to get in touch with your intuition, if you would like to feel a deeper connection to source, the universe, spirituality, buckle up because I'm going to share something with you that I have started doing every morning. And it was introduced to me by my friend Amy. And Amy is somebody that has come into my life in this new chapter. It's like, have you ever had a new friend that feels like you've known them an entire lifetime? Well, that's who Amy is for me. And Amy has introduced me to this really fun practice of pulling cards that help you answer questions, that give you guidance. And I thought it would be really fun to have Amy introduce you to this practice. It helps you get in touch with your intuition. She's going to pull a card for you to give you guidance for this month, to tell you what you need to know right now. And I think you're going to see something really incredible through this. How many of you know what I'm talking about? That you pull cards, that you are really into reading the signs. I was somebody who has always looked for signs for guidance. I asked the universe to give me a sign. I look for signs in my day-to-day life. But this practice of pulling a card has truly transformed my connection to something greater in life, my connection to magic, my connection to my intuition. And so I thought, what the hell? Let me introduce you to my friend Amy. Let's let Amy explain how she got into this, and let's learn what the cards, what the spirits, what the universe. Oh my God, here comes my dog. YOLO, come here. YOLO, come here. You want to be part of this? Hi, buddy. Come here. Oh, here's my dad, everybody. I know he does not want to stay.
He will not play.
He won't play? Get the bubbles out, Dad.
I mean, I've been trying to get him to chase this and bring it back to me and tug it, and he will not.
He will not. Well, we're going to pull some cards, Dad, for everybody online. Tell them what to think about.
Who are you talking to?
1,900 people right now.
Oh, okay.
Dad's like, and I'm out of here.
You got a busy day then.
If a guy I recently met forgot my birthday yesterday, is that a sign? Yeah, it's a sign that you are an option, not a priority. I've been telling a lot of women, in particular in my life, that there's a big difference between being an option, not a priority. All right, let's get Amy on here. Here we go. I'm so excited to see what Amy teaches us today. Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Aim.
I was a little too excited last time, I think, and it just kind of like blew the whole thing up.
No problem. No problem. So I'm really excited. Hopefully I will not bounce out on everybody. I'm here by the beach, and so the internet is in and out. And so I was explaining to everybody that about 4 weeks ago, I was going through a rough time, and you said to me, well, do you want me to pull you a card? And I'm like, what is that?
Why would you ask me about cards? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so explain to everybody what it is and how you got into this.
Okay, right. So Oracle, I pull Oracle cards. People have heard of tarot cards, and most times they don't really hear of Oracle cards. And when they hear of like tarot cards, it's kind of like, oh, that's like a thing that certain people do, or, like it's kind of magic or whatever. But all of these cards, Oracle or tarot, they're all just tapping into your intuition, to what's already inside of you. And they are just tools, literally like tools that help you understand what's going on in your world. Because sometimes we are so in our heads and we can't understand the big stuff that's going on in the world, and we miss it. It's like, missing the forest for the trees. So Oracle cards, give you a lot of clarity in life. So they say oracle cards kind of help you see the bigger picture. And that's what I always love to do, because when you're from that 30-foot view or that 3,000-foot view, you know, you can see life a lot more easily and you can understand better what you need to do. So,
well, that makes a lot of sense, because I feel like, you know, even when I wake up in the morning and I dump all my thoughts in my journal, and maybe I read a passage that, you know, is in a book, and
right,
sometimes that passage is like, whoa, this hits me today. And sometimes the passage is like, that doesn't really apply. I can't.
right,
Something about the intentionality
yeah,
of having a specific card that you pull from a deck,
yeah,
that almost, for me, it has a very, it's like a sword that slices through the overwhelm and the emotion
yeah,
to give me a grounding, like, theme
yeah,
truly focus on for the day. And so
absolutely,
I found them to be really powerful, because
yeah,
of the, like, fact that you're pulling something specific from a deck. Now,
yeah,
you're not like a, and I think what's really cool about this is we're just like good friends,
yeah,
and this is something that you have been doing, and then you started doing it for me, and it's not like you have to be an expert in this to introduce this practice, right?
no, no. We all have this ability to tune in to a higher power within us. It's when I feel like when you give that power away, it's number one, recognizing that there is a power in the universe like that. And also it's just, you're just before that step for doing it for yourself, right? So like you said in the other live stream, I had somebody pull this for me. I had somebody pull a card for me every day. I pull cards for myself, but when I feel like I'm too in it, I like to have other people do it. But you can cultivate this practice for yourself. It's nothing to be like, I have people who are, you know, say like, can I touch your cards? Like, is it okay? Can I ask a question? Yes, like have fun, play with this. Like it's getting to know your own intuition and your own life situation. So I think it's a lot of fun, and you can definitely cultivate it within you. And I have learned to do that. When I first started working with this stuff, I was very hands off. I felt like everybody else knows how to do it. I don't know how to do it. It's not a gift within me, but it was something I really wanted to do. It was something I really wanted to know more about. So I studied it, and I tried to learn as much as I can, still thinking like this is not my gift in the world. But as time went on, I did cultivate it, and everybody else can too. You know, it's definitely something that you can learn how to do.
Awesome. I see so many of you saying, oh my God, I pull oracle cards, or oh, I read tarot cards, or oh, I have this kind of practice. And yes, it is like a mirror. And so
Yeah,
I thought would be really fun, because Amy has already sent me my card this morning.
yeah,
And it was a card that keeps reappearing, which means there's a lesson at YOLO. Come here. There's a lesson in there that
yeah,
I clearly need to go deeper on if it
yeah,
keeps reappearing. But
right,
I thought it would be really fun, everyone, for Amy to pull a card for you,
yeah.
that right now,
Let's do it.
this month, what do you need to hear? What do you need to know? Like,
Yeah,
how, like you ask this, that's the question I want to know. I want to have Amy pull a card, and to have that card give you guidance for this month.
yeah.
What do you need to know?
Right. And you know, Mel, the questions are really important, because if you ask like, hey, should I break up with my boyfriend? That's not really the best question, right? To ask the cards. So the questions are really important to begin with. So that's a great question that you had. What do I need to know right now for my highest and best good? What's the guidance that I can have? And I want you to know, if you're watching this video, no matter when you're watching it, this is the message for you. That's how these cards work, right? Like if you're hearing it, there is something that you're going to get from it. So what I'm going to do right now is just shuffle my deck, and I should probably let you know I'm using this deck by Colette Baron Reed. This is what I find to be a very powerful deck. You can get it on Amazon. So I'm just going to shuffle these cards twice, and I'm just kind of going to go quiet for a second, because I'm just going to put the intention about the question into these cards. So
Ooh, everybody's ready. Everybody set your intention. You are about to hear something. I want to say something about this because, you know, even if you're watching this video and it's 11 years from the date that Amy and I filmed it live,
Right.
there is something insane like I don't even know how many hundreds of millions of videos get uploaded to YouTube, right? Every week. So the fact that you're actually watching this one at this moment in time, there's a reason why, and it's because you were meant to hear the message of what this month that you're living right now, what you need to hear in order to be your highest and best self. Okay, so let's all listen that this is meant for you right now in your life.
Right, right. And if there is a special intention that you have that you want to know more about, just what I say is put that in your heart, meaning like just feel it. Don't think about it, just kind of feel it. And then this card will give you some kind of guidance. So I'm just going to put a ton of light into these cards and ask, what is the best good for everyone to know right now for this month?
What card?
I got this card.
What is it?
The Garden of Venus.
I got that card today.
I know. Isn't that incredible? I know. You just got that card this morning. Yeah.
Okay, that's freaky.
So when that happens, people ask me, okay, wait, how many cards in the deck? Because they want to do the math on this.
Can you hold up the deck so they can see how many?
Yeah, there are 64 cards in this deck.
Okay.
There is only one of every card. And
okay.
I 2 or 3 times, and I did a reading in between yours this morning. So, and this is the card again. So this is called the Garden of Venus.
Show them how thick the deck is so they get an idea.
These cards are absolutely beautiful and really, really powerful. So this is what the deck looks like. Okay.
Wow. All right. So she's going to tell you what the deck means. And yes, everybody, don't you worry. This has become such a huge part of my life. We are going to start creating these kinds of decks.
Yes.
For the work that we're doing to help you tap into your intuition, your confidence, your knowing, your courage. Don't you worry. And it doesn't matter what deck you buy, by the way, because you'll be drawn to a deck. And no, we don't make money off the deck that, you know, if you decide to get this, but let's talk about this card, because here's what I already get. If Amy blindly pulled this card for me this morning and texted it to me, everybody, and the message was meant for me this morning, and then I pinged her afterwards and I said, I think we need to do this for you. I want you to know that this is something that I do, that Amy does, that creates deeper connection to self, deeper connection to intuition. The fact that we come here, she shuffles the deck again, she randomly pulls that one card out of a deck of 52. It tells me that my connection with you is so powerful that my instincts that I needed to share this with you and we need to do something about this, Amy, that I'm dead on. That's what this card says to me. But let's have Amy read the card and the message for you, and then we're going to talk deeper about what that actually means.
Absolutely. So somebody just said, what's the deck? It's the Shaman's Dream by Colette Baron Reed. And so this is the Garden of Venus card. And did you see people were saying in the comments, I'm getting goosebumps. This is a great card. I love this card. Okay. So the Garden of Venus, the place of all is well, rest and renewal and self-acceptance. When the Garden of Venus appears, you are invited, actually summoned, to return to the pleasure garden of love. So it's a return to love. It is time to leave the field of battle. Put your sword away. There is nothing for you need to defend anymore. Step through the gate into the garden of earthly delights. Bask in the joy of the wish-fulfilling trees and the scent of the healing flowers. You have returned home. So there's more to read, but I just want to say this card is very fanciful and very magical and very like kind of sensual in the sense that you're using all your senses and you're kind of like relaxing into this rest and this place of all is well, which I think a lot of us don't hang out in, right? Like a lot of us are like, there's something wrong. I have to fix this. There's not enough. I'm so scared, you know? And so this is saying like, get into that place where everything is just fine, right? Okay. You are weary and it is time to rest deeply and be renewed. Go into the sacred garden alone, and there is no need for another to be present to experience its pleasures. So you're going in on your own on this. You know, don't look for anybody else around to say, oh, look at that beautiful thing. You know, do this with me. This is your journey right now. Really stop looking for another. Enter by yourself. Allow your senses to intoxicate you. So what that says to me is be present, right? Like feel all of your senses and be really present. Leave all thought behind. Yes, this is me talking now. Get out of your head, right? Like you really want to get into the here and the now with this card. Lose your analytical mind and return to your body. In the Garden of Venus, there is a still pond that shows your reflection when you stoop down to drink. Who is staring back at you? Look at who you have become. Rinse your face with these healing waters and practice deep acceptance. That's really what this card is asking of you. Get present and accept yourself for who you are. Love who you have turned into with all your imperfections and blemishes. The goddess Venus holds a mirror that allows you to see yourself in all your flawed beauty. Do not become caught in its spell. After a quick glance, take the mirror with you and return to the battlefield, that you may reveal to others who they are becoming, and then you will no longer have a use for your sword. So what are you getting from that, Mel?
So here's what I'm getting from that. First of all, I loved the put down the sword.
Yeah.
You know, end the battle, go to love.
Yeah.
And rest and restore. And like that, I saw a ton of the comments too, people going, I'm done with the battle. I need to put down the sword. And what I just realized in hearing you read it again is that the battle was a battle with self and the gripping and the struggle that we have with ourselves.
Yeah.
And that the return to love that card is talking about is love of self. And then the second thing that really hit me, I don't know if it hit anybody else, is the analytical mind.
Yes.
And going, like, quieting the analytical mind. And I don't know about you, but my mind is constantly freaking going.
Right.
And so going into the body. And, you know, for me, these next 4 weeks, these are the first like big vacation and time off of work that I've taken in, I don't know, 7, 8 years.
Right. Right.
And so this is all about rest and restore and being quiet. And I'm telling you, my mind is freaking fighting me on it. Like, I got to go do something. I got to do this. It's too
Of
fun.
course.
And that's the sword I need to put down.
Yes.
And then the final thing was this idea. Will you read that line about the mirror again?
Oh, yeah. At the end.
It was like in the last third.
Yeah, do not become caught in its spell, in the spell of the mirror, right? After a quick glance, take the mirror with you and return to the battlefield, that you may reveal to others who they are becoming. Then you will no longer have use for your sword.
What does that say to you in terms of like kind of this period of rest and going back to the battle? What does that mean?
I think this period, for me, this card is all that beauty. Like when you see that card, you're like, oh my God, that is gorgeous. What you should be saying is looking inside and saying, oh my God, I am gorgeous, right? Like I totally accept myself and I don't need to worry about the flaws anymore. I am not concerned with anything that detracts from the beauty that's within me. I need to accept all of these things about myself. So that card kind of invites you in and it's like, oh, this is so magical and beautiful, but the beauty is you, right? And so the mirror is, once you see yourself and the beauty of you, you can go out to everyone else and reflect their beauty back to them. You become the mirror and you no longer need that sword, right? The sword of the mind. You put that down and the mirror is your only tool, like showing other people their beauty or their greatness. Sometimes maybe their flaws too, you know, like sometimes maybe not showing them their flaws in a kind of pedantic way, but just showing them like, hey, this is what's showing up for me right now. Like, you know, you're using a really harsh tone right now, or, you know, something like that. So the mirror and the sword to me are the two tools that are, one is greater and the mirror is the greater tool. You know, that's what I get from it. Does that make any sense?
It does. So if you had to bottom line the message to you, the person watching, on how to be your highest and best self this month, what does this guidance mean? Like, how do I take this into my life for the next month? Are you there?
Oh, you're talking to me.
Yeah. How do I take this?
Them to do it, they're coming. Oh, I'm new to this live stream. So, okay, cool. So what would I bottom line it for them? I would say, I really think that that's self-acceptance and finding the beauty in everything and really telling the brain, you know what, we're not going to look at that right now. We don't need to talk flaws. We don't need to talk imperfection. We are really going to look at the beauty and the rest part of this card. Because if you remember, there's like that rest aspect of it. The rest is the rest of the mind, right? Like, and you say like, but Mel, I can't, you know, stay in bed all day today. I cannot, like, you know, just, you know, have like cook a great meal for myself and do a detox and self-care. That's not what this card is talking about. It's saying rest your mind and allow yourself to really experience yourself as you fully are. Become present, right? Check into all your senses, become present, and accept all of the beauty, because that's a lot of what we reject, right, Mel? I mean, like, that's a lot of what we're not looking at. So look at the beauty.
I just totally got it, because it's interesting. When I first heard it and I heard put down the sword and rest and restore, I immediately thought, like, take a nap. Don't work so hard. Don't rip work, which I need to do. But I think the deeper meaning is put down the sword in terms of how much you bash yourself.
Yes.
Rest your mind.
That's what I get from this. Yeah.
I totally hear it. Stop the self-criticism.
If you're listening to this and you saw this card and you're thinking like, oh, there's a garden near me, like, I'm going to go look at that garden. Yes, action that. Go into that garden and do those sorts of things that this card felt like it inspired you to do. Right, YOLO? YOLO.
Right, YOLO.
Good spirit animal. But really, it's the inner garden that we're looking to explore. Right, the monkey mind is what you need the sword for. So
I love this.
It's a deep card. It's a really deep card. And you can get it. The thing about these cards that's so great is you can get it on so many levels. And so you can get it on the level of like, okay, I need to rest today. If that's your message, take that message. That is the message that's meant for you. Sometimes we don't need to go deep. Sometimes it's like, yeah, put your feet up for a little bit. That's the message. If the message is, you know, I need more self-reflection for you, if that's what you're picking up from this card, that's the right message for you. And that's would be my message to everyone is like, whatever you're getting from this, trust that you are getting what you need from this. You know, it doesn't be this life-changing thing. It's just these little course corrections. You know, maybe if you take a few minutes extra for yourself today, you'll be more patient with your kids. And then, you know, things will move in a different direction in those relationships or other relationships. So, you know, if you're getting rest, great. If you're getting the idea of beauty, great. If you're getting the idea, I'm going to stop beating myself up, awesome. If you're getting the idea like that, I am going to go so deep with myself and just have radical acceptance today, phenomenal. All of those things are meant for you.
Amazing. So what I want to talk to you watching, and in the comments, tell me, what did this message mean to you? What did you get? A lot of people are asking about the number, Amy. I don't know. Is there a number on the deck?
5. It's number 25. Let me just double check that. I'm wondering if you all have this deck already. Yeah, it's number 25, but maybe you're number people and you want to know what the number is. And I'm definitely in service to that. It's 25.
Okay. And do we know what, well, there's a 5 in it clearly. So that's meant for me.
So that's meant for you. See the card again. Yeah, this is what the card looks like. I wish I had for this live stream, but okay, I didn't.
It's beautiful. You got it.
It's a gorgeous card. I remember when you first got this card, it was absolutely just mind-blowing. We all looked at it and we said, oh my gosh, you know?
Because I've gotten this card. This card keeps showing up for me.
I think it's the 3rd time you got this card. Yeah.
Yes, they must not be listening.
You're listening. You're just getting it at a different level. You know, you're just getting it at a different level. So, and it is a good card for you too, because that's part of your sign, right? You're a Virgo?
I'm a Libra.
Oh, you're a Libra. Okay. So, but beauty is a part of like, you and who you are. So, you love to have that, and simple too, right? So it's all within the thing. And somebody's asking for the deck. Oh, they couldn't see the card.
It's the
I don't
Shaman's Dream Deck. And let me tell you, we are definitely, you can get them on Amazon. We're not making money off this. This is for those of you that have joined late, Amy is a very good friend of mine. And she, in the past 4 weeks, has started pulling a card for me every day to give me guidance through a very big life transition. And I have found it to be wildly helpful. There is something about having the intention of shuffling a deck and letting that sort of intention of pulling one of 52 cards be a specific message meant for you that has helped me tap into my intuition, trust myself, and to take whatever the message is. And for those of you who joined late, today's message was Garden of Venus, drop the sword, step toward love, quiet the analytical mind, get into your body, stop looking in the mirror and trashing yourself, and instead reflect on how far you have come and grown. It was a huge message about self-acceptance.
Love yourself, right?
Love yourself, where you are,
Yeah.
what you're in. And I personally am on what Amy and I refer to as the bridge. You see, I believe that we all have two lives, the one you're currently living and the one that you have yet to create. And you're on this bridge crossing from one life to another. And sometimes the bridge is exciting. For me, it's been terrifying. And these cards have been almost like rails on the bridge that have helped me steady myself as I continue to move forward. And so absolutely beautiful, Amy.
Yeah, I love that. And I will say this too. I had to when I moved to Vermont, it was a very difficult time in my life. I needed that kind of steadiness on that bridge. And I would pull a card for myself every day. And I just needed to hear every day, we need to go straight ahead. And sometimes my husband and I would be apart. He would be in New Jersey, I was in Vermont, and I would leave my card deck in New Jersey with my husband, who is very analytical. I always say you can't talk to that man without a spreadsheet in your hand and like knowing how to deal with a pivot table. He is incredibly analytical, but he started pulling them for me. And he was just like, oh my God. And so now he gets a card whenever he wants one. The messages are there. If you're not, I see a couple people in here talking about I was raised Catholic and and about religion and stuff. If you want a message, and if you're listening to this, it's there for you. And it doesn't have to feel heavy or like I should do this. It's a really beautiful piece of guidance that is for you and almost like from you for you,
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. I'm so glad to share this with everybody.
I am too. And I'm so excited because this has made such a big difference in my life in just 4 weeks and Amy's life that we're putting our heads together and we're going to come up with our own version to help you tap into your intuition and your guidance. And if y'all love this, we will make sure to do these once a month for you, maybe even more. Who knows?
I love it. I'm happy to do it whenever it calls, Mel, I'm there, because I know, and this is my deep knowing in my heart. I know that when you feel like you're lost, like you don't know what you're doing, or you know what you're doing, but everybody else is like, you're kind of like not doing the right thing. Doesn't seem like the right thing to be doing whatever it is, or thinking whatever, or deciding. You just need that little bit of extra confirmation, and it makes all the difference. And I know I have stepped into a bigger, better life because I had that kind of love and confirmation behind me. So I'm happy to share it whenever. I know how helpful it is.
Amazing. Well, I love you, Amy, and I really appreciate you being here. And
Sure.
because and I love to end these, which is basically that, in case nobody else tells you, Amy and I want to tell you that we love you. We believe in you. And you need to put the sword down.
Yeah.
You need to get into your body. You need to quiet your analytical mind. You need to look in the mirror and just truly rest and love yourself. And that's it. There you go. Bye, Aim. Bye, everybody. Step into the Garden of Venus, baby. We'll see you later. Hey, it's Mel. Thank you so much for checking this video out. And if you like this one, I have a feeling you're going to like this one too. I'll see you there.